Okay, good morning. There's a lot going on here today, so I think this is going to be a rather short video. I feel the love of God shining in me now, and there's there's an emphasis in this lesson on this particular line. Um, when he talks about the world that God reveals is a world of love. The world that's revealed to you is a world of love, whereas the world of hatred is what the ego wants us to look on as something that we've made in opposition to God, and to keep us attempting to solve the problems in the world of hatred that can never be solved, um, so that we never really find the world of love and experience the peace of God and the love of God shining within us now. Most of all, because if we ever do, if we feel the love of God within us now, and we feel that and we come to know that it's eternal, then the ego will have no basis to, in a sense, um, attack us at the level where we think we're separate and we think there's love is missing. I mean, it's the end of the ego once we realize that the communication that was broken for a second is no longer broken, and we begin to experience the love and the power that are ours simply because of who we are as we were created. And there's emphasis on not needing to know the way back to God because He knows the way to us, having never lost us as we apparently think we lost Him. Um, and the way back is through simply releasing ourselves from all that we thought was true. Where is this? But this is what I wanted to get to. What would you see? The choice is given you, but learn and do not let your mind forget this law of seeing. You will look upon that which you feel within. Um, you know, that's a lot different than what most people use the quote, um, you will look upon what you think within, but this isn't what's saying that. This is saying you're going to look upon what you feel within. How you feel within is going to show you, is going to cause you, in a sense, to look at the world in a particular way. And if you feel the love of God within you now, the world you will look on will be this one. This is the world the love of God reveals. It is so different from the world you see through the darkened eyes of malice and of fear. The one belies the other. Only one can be perceived at all. The other one is wholly meaningless. A world in which forgiveness shines on everything and peace offers its gentle light to everyone is inconceivable to those who see a world of hatred rising from attack, poised to avenge, to murder and destroy. And that's pretty much the world that we've all thought we've participated in and been part of until we begin to, look for a better way and come to speak and start to have experiences that are based on an entirely different thought system. And that's what we're being offered within you now. If you feel the love of God within you, you look out upon a world of mercy and love. If hatred finds a place within your heart, you will perceive a fearful world, held cruelly in death's sharp pointed bony fingers. Now, the corollary or the reverse of that is the old man used to say, the back door. If hatred finds a place within your heart, you will perceive a fearful world, held cruelly in death's sharp pointed bony fingers. If, in fact, you are experiencing a fearful world, then you know that there must be hatred in your heart. Now, that for some who try to study this and turn it into an identity and try to get it right conceptually, rather than undergo the experience to right your mind so that you no longer have to in a sense, experience the fear and the guilt, the sickness, pain, and death that the ego has brought to us, and you want to use this to heal your mind, then you use it to reveal the obvious to yourself so that you can utilize forgiveness to undo that way of thinking, because you're being promised a whole different world. So minds that are still, hearts that are still in denial will deny that they are experiencing a fearful world in order to make themselves sound like they're actually doing what's being offered here, and rather than using the fact that they're feeling and seeing this fearful world as the signal that something needs to be healed within their own heart and mind, which is what this is all about. That's why the learning of the world and the world, the way the world proceeds, in a sense, is upside down and backwards from the way in which we're learning and being taught within this incredible material, Course in Miracles, in the workbook itself. So that's the way we need to look at it, and not be, in a sense, don't let the experiences, okay. So if hatred finds a place within your heart, you will perceive a fearful world. Okay. Now, if you're in the experience of perceiving a fearful world, don't let the pride that the ego fosters try to have you deny that that's what your experience is, because that experience and the recognition of the truth of it is literally the way in which the blocks to the awareness of love's presence are exposed, and our mind can be healed through the use of forgiveness. Don't judge yourself. Remember, these are not tools of judgment. These lessons are not tools of judgment. They're principles by which we learn. And what we're learning is to find the blocks to the awareness of love's presence within us and utilize this technique that we're being given called forgiveness in order to have those blocks removed. So the practice is to find the blocks. And as we read in the beginning, in the preview to these lessons, we are in a phase where some of the more difficult blocks, yet the ones that have been so obviously participatory in the hiding of the love's awareness, are what is being receiving special treatment in these lessons. So use these lessons for what they're being given, to expose the blocks to the awareness of love's presence so as they can be healed, and use the understanding that comes from the application of these lessons, not to judge yourself, but to heal your heart and your mind of that which has no reality and cannot participate in your goal of being at one in will with the Father for the salvation of the world. Don't allow what comes up to be reason for you to judge yourself. Utilize, don't analyze the material, the experiences that you're having. Simply do this: be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is, all concepts you have learned about the world, all images you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false or good or bad, of every thought it judges worthy, and of all the ideas which it is ashamed. Hold on to nothing. So this is what you're being offered, and this is what you're being asked to do in these lessons. This is the lessons everybody quotes. Put down this book, forget the book, forget everything. And it's not being given to you so that you, in a sense, put down the book and never use the book again. It's being given to you to show you that you must go beyond everything that you learn here in order to enter into the experience where our learning ceases and perfection is known as what we're created to be. So that's what we're attempting to bring out. So this is a famous lesson that everybody quotes. Lesson number 189. People who don't want to use the Course quote it as often as people who do want to use the Course, because they like to use it as a way of getting out of having to do it at all. So you don't really need the book. Well, you need the book to get to the point where you're told you don't need the book. So it's a sort of a ridiculous thing. So that's today's lesson. That's what we're going to be doing today. Father, we do not know the way to you, but we have called and you have answered. We will not interfere. Salvation ways are not our own, for they belong to you. And as unto you we look for them, our hands are open to receive your gifts. We have no thoughts we think apart from you. We don't. It's not possible to have a thought, a real thought, apart from God, because God is our source. God is the mind with which we think. And any thoughts that we think we can think without God are simply meaningless and are part of the illusion of space and time and not our reality. And cherish no beliefs of what we are or who created us. Yours is the way we would find and follow. And we ask, but that your will, which is our own as well, be done in us and in the world, that it become a part of heaven now. So let's join. Yesterday we discovered that our will and God's will are the same will, because we both are willing for the salvation of the world. Here we get a chance to allow that which is occurring, which is our own will, be done in us and in the world. Because if it is done in us, it is done in the world, because we're the projectors of the world of space and time. And as our mind changes, the world must change as well. So feel the love of God shining within you now. And remember, this is key. This is key. This is key to learning what we read. But learn and do not forget. Do not let your mind forget this law of seeing. You will look upon that which you feel within. So, if you're looking at a world, a fearful world, then somewhere in your heart and mind there must be some fearful thinking. That's good information to have, because it allows you something to offer the Holy Spirit, so that you can join with Him and utilize His light to shine away that which is causing you to be fearful, when in fact there's no need for that whatsoever.